I'm just going to say it, Titanfall 2 is just better Apex Legends. This isn't to say that Apex is a bad game. I personally consider it to be the uncontested best battle royale title currently available. But in my eyes, it just doesn't quite capture the purest sense of consequence-free fun that its predecessor was able to deliver. There's certainly a wide and expansive niche to be filled by games that give weight to getting killed, whether that be from being kicked out of a round, sent back to a spawn room, or getting eliminated from an entire lobby. But Titanfall 2's mentality toward the player experience is so much more focused on an uninterrupted sense of fun. To understand this properly, I think it's important to appreciate the overreaching philosophy of its game design. Titanfall 2 wants players to never have downtime or never spend more than about 5 seconds running along the ground. It wants the player to be completely engaged from the moment you drop from the starting ship to well after the game has actually finished. Let's start with the movement. Titanfall's movement system is to this day still hands down the most enjoyable in any first-person shooter. Players are able to make their way to almost any point on a map they can see, and the entire wall running system has the perfect, easy to learn, but hard to master design mentality. Simply moving from place to place is a joy in itself, and learning to win fights with people who are playing with the same insane set of rules is an entirely different experience that shooter fans are unlikely to find elsewhere. The wall running also isn't an afterthought like a handful of other unnamed shooters. Every single map is for the most part built from the ground up to support this incredible sense of movement, meaning players who know their shit never have to set foot on the ground if they so choose. This is made even better when you realize that all of a sudden, every single person has an answer to a camping ditch because you can wall run into their area faster than their bullets. The guns themselves are also so damn satisfying to use, and the low time to kill makes it possible to mow through people when you get a good rhythm, and allows even the most unbelievably unskilled players to pull off plays of unmatched greatness. The gun selection is also, still to this day, much wider than Apex Legends, and the more consequence-free rule sets allow weapons to be more experimental and interesting. Some guns are just straight up a lot more powerful than others, but this is completely okay. All this means is that god tier players are likely to master weapons that are weaker to truly prove their skill, while newer players can more carefully optimize their loadouts until they feel comfortable trying more experimental builds. In a game where good players can easily wipe the floor with people playing for the first time, it's so fucking wholesome that so many find joy in making themselves weaker with arguably more enjoyable loadouts. At this point, we haven't even mentioned the Titans, which make up a sizable portion of the game. Players who get to know the intricacies of these murder machines can make light work of those who don't properly fight them, but it creates a wonderful deadly dance, witnessing the high firepower and low mobility contrast of the pilot gameplay. The biggest criticism this game is likely to receive is that the Titans simply aren't fun, and that at times they can feel way too powerful. This is absolutely a valid criticism, as players who have thousands of hours in this game will likely absolutely flex on new people joining for the first time. Although, once players learn to properly respect enemy Titans and fight them on their own terms, it suddenly appears much more fair and incredibly satisfying to win a literal David and Goliath battle. It's also not like a stupid kill streak that just widens the gap between good players and less experienced participants. Titans are all on a cooldown. However, earning kills and dealing damage will quickly shave seconds from this timer, meaning that all players get to play with their toys, even if skilled players get access a little faster. This type of mentality of rewarding players of all skill levels seems to be baked into the foundation of the game. For example, AI grunts litter the maps on a handful of modes, and eliminating them will reward points based on the type of enemy, meaning yet again, even players playing on a trackpad can still meaningfully contribute to their team. One of the most incredible additions to the game is that after a match ends, it triggers an evacuation sequence, which enables permadeath and sees the losing team having to quickly make their way to an evacuation ship and escape the planet. Not only is this portion possibly the most enjoyable part of any match, but losing players who successfully escape are awarded the exact same rewards as the winning team. Titanfall 2 never wants to make you feel frustrated and cares about player enjoyment so much that even losing a match can be more fun than winning. At this point, you'd probably think that a game published by Electronic Arts would be destroyed by its own business practices, but instead, Titanfall 2, still, to this day, is the gold standard on how to monetize a shooter. In a previous Apex Legends event, a chance to get a legendary skin the player wanted costed $7 Australian and gave the player a 1 in 24 chance to get lucky. Fucking yeah dude, spent double this amount and got 2 goddamn music packs. For the price of these packs, a player can buy a reduced price Titanfall 2 for themselves and 3 other friends. For reference, this entire skin pack, which the player can equip to any pilot or titan an unlimited amount of times, will set the player back only $4 Australian. This emblem pack is less than 3, and this prime titan skin, which changes the appearance and execution animation of a titan, is still only $7 Australian. There's no bullshit loot boxes, there's nothing that's non-cosmetic, you just find something you want, and you pay a reasonable price. I've personally spent exponentially more money on Titanfall 2, because I knew exactly what I was buying, and I wanted to support something with this kind of commendable implementation of microtransactions. I've said this a million times before, but Titanfall 2 is still the most underrated shooter ever created, and it manages to tick so many fucking boxes that many other shooters don't even know they should be ticking. Titanfall 2 is dripping with polish, made with love, and it will be the most fun you've had in a long time. From this video going live, I plan to play on the Sydney servers for around 3 hours, so viewers who want to jump back into this beautiful game are free to join. But until next time, have fun and embrace the bullshit.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time. Turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl.